Imagine this. You're rushing out your front door, heart pounding, because your spouse has just collapsed in the living room. Chest clutched, face pale, barely breathing. You dial 911, voice shaking as you give the address, begging them to hurry. Sirens wail in the distance, getting closer, hope surging through you. Then, nothing. The ambulance screeches to a halt down the street, unable to pull into your driveway. Why? Because your nosy HOA president, the one everyone calls Karen behind her back, has parked her massive SUV right across the entrance, blocking it completely. And she's nowhere in sight. My name's Alex, and this nightmare happened to me last month in our pristine suburban neighborhood of Willow Creek Estates. Karen, real name Karen Thompson, had been the HOA president for 5 years, ruling with an iron fist wrapped in a pastel cardigan. She was the type who measured grass height with a ruler, sent violation letters for holiday lights left up one day too long, and patrolled the streets in her white Escalade like a self-appointed sheriff. Her pet peeve? Parking. No vehicles on the street overnight, she'd preach at meetings. Driveways and garages only. We have standards to maintain. I clashed with her before. Minor stuff. My trash cans out 10 minutes past pickup time earned me a stern email. But nothing prepared me for her targeting my driveway specifically. It started innocently enough. Our house sits on a corner lot with a wide driveway that could fit 4 cars easily. My wife, Sarah, and I both work from home, so we have our 2 vehicles plus my old pickup for weekend projects. No big deal, right? Wrong. One Friday evening, Sarah and I were hosting a small barbecue. Just a few friends from work. Nothing wild. We parked our cars neatly in the driveway, leaving room, but a couple guests parked on the curb out front. No blocking anyone, no overnight stays planned. Around 8 p.m., there's a knock at the door. It's Karen, clipboard in hand, her bob haircut perfectly in place, lips pursed like she'd sucked a lemon. Alex, she says, not even a hello. Your guests are violating HOA parking guidelines. Street parking is for loading and unloading only. They need to move immediately, or I'll have them towed at your expense. I laugh it off at first. Karen, it's a barbecue. They'll be gone in a few hours. No one's blocking anything. Her eyes narrow. Rules are rules. This neighborhood isn't a free-for-all parking lot. The guests move their cars to the community lot a block away, grumbling but compliant. Karen leaves with a smug nod. Sarah rolls her eyes. She's harmless, she says. Just power tripping. But it escalated. The next week, I notice Karen's Escalade parked oddly close to our driveway entrance whenever she patrols. Not blocking fully, but inching closer. Then, one morning, I wake up to find it fully across the apron. The part where driveway meets street. I can't even back out without risking scraping her paint. I march over to her house 2 doors down. She's watering her impeccable roses. Karen, your car's blocking my driveway. I need to get to work. She straightens up, wiping her hands on her khakis. Oh, is it? I parked on the street. Public access, you know? The street ends at my driveway. You're blocking access. She smiles sweetly. HOA guidelines say no unauthorized vehicles in driveways. Yours looks cluttered. I'm just observing. Cluttered? We had 3 cars all registered, insured, operational. I call the non-emergency police line. Officer shows up, tells her politely to move it or risk a ticket for blocking access. She moves it, but not before snapping photos of my trucks. For the record, this becomes a pattern. Every few days, she'd park there accidentally, forcing me to call police or tow threats. Neighbors whisper about it. Some side with her standards. Others with me, she's obsessed. Sarah starts parking at the far end to avoid confrontation. I install a driveway camera, caught her multiple times adjusting her park to maximize blockage without fully committing. Then came the day everything exploded. It was a Tuesday afternoon. Sarah and I are in the kitchen when she suddenly gasps, clutching her chest. Alex? It hurts. Can't breathe. She's 38, healthy, but panic hits me like a truck. I catch her as she slumps, lowering her to the floor. Heart attack. Anxiety? Doesn't matter. I grab my phone, dial 911. Medical emergency at 1427 Oak Ridge Lane. My wife, chest pain, difficulty breathing. Hurry. Dispatcher calm, reassuring. Ambulance en route, sir. Stay on the line. I hear sirens almost immediately. Our station's close. Relief floods me. I prop Sarah up, talking to her softly. Help's coming, babe. Just hold on. Minutes feel like hours. Sirens louder. Then abrupt silence. No flashing lights pulling up. I glance out the window. There, 2 houses down, the ambulance idles, hazard lights blinking. Paramedics jumping out, looking confused. Then I see it. Karen's Escalade, parked squarely across our driveway entrance. Again, rage boils over. I yell into the phone. Someone's blocking the driveway. The ambulance can't get in. Dispatcher. Sir, we'll handle it. Paramedics jog up the sidewalk carrying gear. One knocks urgently. I let them in, explaining frantically. They rush to Sarah, oxygen mask, vitals, questions. Diagnosis quick. Severe panic attack triggered by stress. Work plus. Ironically, neighborhood drama. Treatable but scary. While they're stabilizing her, police arrive, 2 cruisers. Turns out dispatcher flagged it as potential obstruction of emergency services. Karen emerges from her house, drawn by the commotion. She's in yoga pants, pretending surprise. What's all this noise? I was meditating. Officer approaches her. Ma'am, is this your vehicle blocking the driveway? She stammers. I parked on the street. It's allowed. Not when it prevents emergency access. Move it now or it's towed and possible charges. Her face pales as paramedics wheel Sarah out on a stretcher toward the ambulance. Neighbors gather, phones out. Someone murmurs, that's the 4th time she's blocked them this month. Karen moves her car, hands shaking. But it's too late, the damage is done. Delay was only minutes, but in a real heart attack. Unthinkable. Sarah's fine after ER observation, prescribed rest, therapy. But I'm livid. That night, I compile footage from my camera. Dates, times, her deliberate parking maneuvers. Submit to HOA board, minus Karen, police, even local news tip line. The fallout begins. The morning after the incident, Willow Creek Estates buzzed like a kicked hive. My phone blew up with texts from neighbors. Saw the ambulance. Hope Sarah's okay. Mixed in were anonymous tips. Karen's been bragging about teaching you a lesson. One even sent a photo of her Escalade from weeks ago, captioned pattern. Sarah came home from the hospital that afternoon, pale but stable. Doctor's orders, reduce stress. Ironic, given the source. I help her settle on the couch, brew tea, promise no more drama. But inside, I'm plotting not revenge exactly, but justice. First stop, police station. The officer from yesterday takes my statement, reviews camera footage. Obstructing emergency vehicles is serious, he says. Misdemeanor at minimum, especially repeated. They issue a formal warning, but note prior calls about her parking. File thickens. Next, HOA board emergency meeting. I requested via email attaching clips. Board president, not Karen, she's just enforcement chair, agrees. Meeting set for evening. Karen shows up in full battle mode. Pearls, blazer, folder of violations against me. Old photos of my truck's muddy tires. A holiday wreath-up, past deadline. She launches first. Alex has been harassing me. Parking complaints ignored. I stay calm, play the videos. Gasps ripple. One board member, elderly Mr. Patel, mutters, that's dangerous. Another, young mom Jenna, shares her own story. Karen fined her for kids' bikes on the lawn. Vote swift. Karen suspended from duties pending investigation. Temporary no parking zone painted yellow across my driveway apron. Official, board approved. But Karen doesn't go quietly. She rallies her allies. 3 loyalists on the board. Spamming emails. Alex faked the emergency. His wife was dramatic. Neighbors push back. A group chat forms. Fair Willow Creek, sharing their Karen horror stories. I dig deeper. Public records request on HOA finances. Turns out Karen authorized patrol supplies purchases. Binoculars, printer ink, even a dash cam for her car, all billed to dues. Petty but questionable. Tip to board auditor. Police follow up. Citation issued to Karen for improper parking, causing delay of emergency services. $500 fine, points on license. She fights it, but footage undeniable. Local news picks it up. A slow day, I guess. HOA president accused of blocking ambulance headline. Reporter interviews me, anonymously at first. Sarah, bravely, neighbors. Karen refuses comment, but caught on camera speeding away. Community fractures. Petition circulates. Remove Karen entirely. Signatures pour in over 70% of households. Her allies resign under pressure. At the next full meeting, packed room. Karen defiant. I was enforcing rules. He provoked me. Counter. Rules don't include endangering lives. Vote, she's out. New interim president, Jenna, the young mom, elected unanimously. First act, review all parking guidelines. Loosened. Guest parking allowed weekends. No overnight street bans unless blocking. Karen's Escalade disappears for days. Rumor she parked it in a storage unit to avoid scrutiny. When she returns, neighbors coincidentally park legally but closely around her house. No violations, just inconvenience. Sarah recovers fully. We install a retractable bollard at driveway's end, board approved. My expense. No more blocking possible. Months later, quiet prevails. Jenna's board transparent. Monthly newsletters, open finances. Property values hold better even without the fear. One day, Karen's house goes up for sale. Motivated seller. She moves away quietly. As for the ambulance, paramedics send a follow-up card. Glad she's okay. Stay safe. I frame it. Moral? Power trips crumble under scrutiny. And never, ever block a driveway. Karma has sirens. Sometimes the real emergency isn't medical. It's entitlement exposed.